Well, I don't know if you're like me, that whenever you come in from outside and you've got your keys in your hand, you just put them down on the side and then you can never find them again. Well, I'm going to make myself something that I can hang my keys on, and then hopefully I'll put them on every time I come in, and then I'll be able to find them next time I need them. Now, I could do just a normal piece of wood like this and stick some hooks in it, but that wouldn't be me, and how boring would that be? So what I'm going to do is see if I can make something really simple that's costing next to nothing to make. I picked these bits of wood up from my local DIY store. This bit probably only cost me 50p. It's quite a nice robust bit, so it's going to go quite well where I want it. I've drawn myself a little template for this, and it's a house shape, as you can see. So all I'm going to do is put this here like that, draw around it, cut it out using my jigsaw. Now, it's not going to be as simple as that, of course, because why would it be? I'm going to put some other bits and pieces on it. But first of all, what I am going to do is cut this down to make it a little bit more manageable. So now I've cut that down, I've got it a little bit more manageable size to work from. I've got my template drawn on there. So I can now actually go in there with my jigsaw. Well, now we've got the basic shape. What I also want to do is put some bits down here, so it makes it look like, I don't know what they're called. Are they called eaves? So I'm going to cut myself out another template for this, and then I can cut the eaves out. So I've got myself another template here, and what I'm going to do is cut that down the middle like that. So that's now in half, and I'll know what angle to cut those eaves up. So that fits there lovely. And then if I do exactly the same for this side, take that chimney off because I don't need that. Yeah, and fit eaves on there really nicely. And what I'm going to do is I've got some thinner material, some thinner scrap wood, MDF, because I think that'll look better than having really thick chunky ones on there. And I'm going to cut them out of this like that. So I've got those marked up now, and all I need to do is cut them out with my jigsaw. Well, they've cut out okay now, and they fit on there really well. Now I've got that done, I'm going to give it a quick sand to take off any of these rough edges. I'm going to do it, I want the edges to be square. I'm not going to round them over. I want to take all the rough bits off. Now I'm giving it a quick sand over the face of it as well. Oh, that looks and feels so much better already. Yes, happy with that. And now I'm going to glue these bits on using wood glue or white PVA glue, whatever you've got. Making sure that's in the middle. Now I'm going to clamp that down. I'm not putting any screws or anything in because I don't think it needs it. There we are. And I'll leave that for about an hour. Well, this should be dry now. It's actually had more than an hour or so. It's had about 3 hours. I ended up taking the dogs out because the sun came out. Yeah, and that's all stuck on there lovely. Now I'm going to give that a little bit of a fill there with a filler and then sand it down. All I've got is some ready-made filler here. I'm going to fill that up so it's a little bit proud that way and a little bit proud that way. Let that dry and then quickly sand it down. That's nice and dry now. I'm going to give that a light sand all the way over. Smooth that off. Sand that edge there. Now it's ready to paint and decorate and put my hooks on. And I've got something special for it as well right at the end. There we are. So far, so easy. The eaves I'm going to paint white because I think they should be white. It'll need a couple of coats. All I'm using is acrylic paints here. The roof I'm going to paint black up to the line of that white. I could put some tape here so I got a nice neat edge, but there we go. And then the chimney I'm going to paint red and then put some brick marks in it as well. So I've got that painted now, and for the front of the house, I'm going to do it this lightish blue. And then I'll let this dry for a little while. It shouldn't take too long. It's only acrylic paint. Probably pop it in my little curing box to speed it up a little bit. So I can then give it all a second coat and make it all look a little bit more solid before I go ahead and put on finishing touches. No glitter, look. Can you believe it? Well, there we go. It's all had its first coat now, and I'm really pleased with how that's coming out. I'm going to let that dry off now in my curing box and then give it a second coat, and then I'll show you how I'm going to decorate it all up and get it all looking lovely. Well, now I've got that all lovely and dry, what I'm going to do is put some lines in here like that just using a little bit of the red that I used for the chimney and a little bit of black mixed in it. I'm going all the way around. Thankfully, it doesn't matter if they're straight. There we are. So that's that done. And now all I need to do is put some lines in it going the other way. There we go. So that's those done. Now what I'm going to do is just to finish off that top, go around here like this. So that's that finished. And then fill that square in with some black. So before I give it its final details, what I'm going to do is a quick spray of yacht varnish to seal this in, and I want it to have a glossy finish to it. Make sure you work in a well-ventilated area and always use a mask when you're spraying as well. So I'll let that dry, then I'll give it a second spray, and then I can just finish it off with the hooks and the other little decorations that I got. Well, that's all nice and shiny and dry now. I'm really pleased with that. And what I've made is some windows and some doors using my Cricut. And I've cut those out, and that's where I've added a little bit of glitter for the windows, or well, glittery paper for the windows. That's the door, so I'll put that on first. I'm going to find the middle here, so about there. I've done the frames in white. I thought that would match these. The windows in silver. Well, glittery, silvery colour. And a little black knob. There we go. So that's the door on. So I'll quickly put my windows on. I've put that too far to the left, but I'm not going to move it now. I'll put my windows on, and then I'll show you how I'm going to add the hooks. Well, that's all done now. It's all decorated and ready to have the hooks put on. So for this one, I'm going to put 5 hooks in. All I'm doing here is using a little hand drill to countersink those holes and give them a twist, and they'll go in there really easily, and there's no possibility of it splitting the wood either. So I'm going to finish those off. I'll show you how I'm going to put a hook on the back, and then you can see what it looks like finished. Hooks are all in now. All I'm going to do is pop one of these on the back here to hang it from. Then I'll show you what it looks like with the keys on. I think that's really looking quite good. Do you know what? That hasn't taken me long at all to make. With the drying time, it's probably taken me about an hour. The wood has probably cost me no more than £1. The hooks probably cost no more than £1, £2. I reckon I could sell these for £12 to £15 each. I'm not selling it, of course, because it's for me. But let me show you what it looks like up. Well, there we go. It all works really well now, and it's ideal for putting my keys on. This isn't the final place I'm going to put it, but I'm going to put it near my back door. So all I've got to do is, when I come in, think, oh, look, there's a place for my keys, put my keys on it, and then when I'm ready to go, I know exactly where they are. That is so easy to make. It was really, really easy to make, and I think it looks great. Be sure to check out the video I've got coming up next up here if you want to see another great upcycle that I did. I think you'll love that one. Boom that like button, hit that subscribe button, but most of all, enjoy your crafting. Take care. Bye.